Have you ever thought about why we make friends? After all, do we really need friends at all? Couldn't we get along just fine by ourselves? Sure, we all like to be alone every now and then. It can be nice to enjoy some peace and quiet or get some rest and relaxation without anyone else around. But for most of us, being alone gets lonely, and after a while we start yearning the company of other people. We are social creatures and derive a lot of our happiness through the relationships that we have developed. Scientists who have studied relationships in depth have found that people with good friends tend to live longer lives. They also tend to be healthier. Good relationships have been associated with lower levels of stress, decreased blood pressure, and reduced risk of depression. So, let's reap the benefits and get you to make some new friends. First, you have to be social. There is no way around this. If you just lay on your couch all day, isolating yourself and just playing video games, you won't meet any new people and therefore won't make any new friends. You need to get out and be social, okay? Maybe being social to you means going to parties, maybe it means going to a coffee shop, or maybe it means going to events like concerts. But the fact is, in order to make new friends, you need to be around potential friends. One of the best ways to do just that is to join a club, group, or organization of something that you enjoy doing. If you're going to go out and be social while doing something you like, guess what? You're going to be meeting people that also enjoy the things that you like, and so it just kind of makes sense that friendships are going to form. To be interesting, be interested. People think you have to be super interesting to make friends, but that's simply not true. When talking to someone, just be genuinely interested in them. People love talking about themselves. They think the world revolves around them, so listen to the stories they have to tell, since this will form deep roots of friendship. You and I both know people who blunder through life trying to wigwag other people into becoming interested in them. Of course, it doesn't work. People are not interested in you. They're not interested in me. They are interested in themselves. Morning, noon, and after dinner. If we merely try to impress people and get people interested in us, we will never have many true, sincere friends, as they are not made that way. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. So ask questions that the other person will enjoy answering and encourage them to talk about themselves and their accomplishments. Start a conversation with everyone. Every single person that you come into contact with, ask them how they are doing and genuinely listen. So next time you hit the gym, make small talk with another regular there. Talk about the weather, talk about that sporting event you went over the weekend, but more importantly, ask them questions that will tell you more about them. For example, if they tell you they're going hiking on the weekend, ask them more about it. Where are they going? How long have they been doing it? And are they going alone or with someone else? Next time you see them, ask them how that weekend hiking went. Usually a conversation where something sticks leads to more conversations, and suddenly you're making plans with the said person. So make sure you're constantly chatting up people, because that's where it all begins. And I know it sounds scary, because you feel like they might not reciprocate, and that's okay. You're going to get rejected even in the process of making friends, so you have to develop a thick skin. It gets easier over time though, but you have to put yourself out there. Some people might just not like you, and there is nothing wrong with that. You can't be friends with everybody since we're all so different. But in the process of weeding out people you don't connect with, you will find people that you can connect on all levels, and that's how true friendships form. Thanks for watching! Like and subscribe for more. Suppose you read about a pill that you could take once a day to reduce anxiety and increase contentment. Would you take it? Suppose further that the pill has great variety of side effects, all of them good. Increased self-esteem, empathy, and trust. It even improves memory. Suppose finally that the pill is all natural and costs nothing. Now, would you take it? The pill exists. It's called meditation. Meditation can sometimes seem very complicated and difficult to learn. However, that shouldn't be the case. A lot of people think meditation is just for hippies or monks, but that's not true. It has nothing to do with religion or spiritual practice. Actually, it has been scientifically proven to be the best exercise for keeping a healthy mind. It trains the brain as if gray matter were a bundle of muscles. You work those muscles and they get stronger. Just 10 minutes of meditation a day can have huge physical and mental benefits. Today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to meditate and get those benefits. First, pick a spot. Pick a quiet location, somewhere nobody will distract you. I simply use my room because it's quiet and there are no distractions. If you live in a noisy environment, meditate early in the morning or before you hit the bed. Usually people are asleep and nobody will bother you. Now pick where you're going to sit. It can be on the chair, on the floor, on your bed, wherever you can sit comfortably. I usually do it sitting on the floor on a pillow. Second, set a time. Before you begin, you should decide how long you're going to meditate. Many seasoned meditators recommend 20-minute sessions a day. As a beginner, meditating every day is far more important than the amount of time per day. Try to aim for 5 minutes daily to begin, either when you wake up or before you go to bed. It's way more beneficial to meditate for 5 minutes each day than to meditate for 30 minutes once a week. Start small, then slowly build your way up to 10 or even 20 minutes every day. Don't just decide how long you're going to meditate, but also set an alarm before you do. You want to avoid thinking about the time and checking your watch if those 5 minutes have passed. You will notice that during meditation, time seems to move slower than usual. Third, posture. Some meditators say your legs should be on top of each other in a lotus position. But for beginners, it's okay if you just crisscross them. Like this. Now, whether you sit on a chair or cross-legged on the floor, make sure that your spine is upright with head up. Traditional analogies say that your spine should be like an arrow or a stack of coins, one on top of the other. You want to feel uplifted when you sit down to meditate. However, it is still important that you're comfortable, relaxed, and your torso is balanced, so that way your spine supports all your weight in a natural way. Rolling back your shoulders should help a bit. The traditional hand placement involves resting your hands in your lap, palms facing upward with your right hand on top of your left, forming a cup shape. However, you can also just rest your hands on your knees or leave them hanging down by your side, whichever you prefer. Close your eyes. While it is very possible to meditate with your eyes open, I don't suggest it. As a beginner, you might get distracted by any external visual stimulation that prevents you from focusing on calming your mind. Now, after you're all set, pick an anchor. An anchor is what you basically use to point your attention at. You want to bring your mind back to this anchor whenever it wanders. And believe me, it will wander. You can focus on your breath, you can focus on a mantra, you can count to 10 and then repeat. I personally love to follow my breath. Just place the attention on your breath as it comes in and follow it through your nose all the way down to your lungs. Notice how the body moves with each inhalation and exhalation. Notice the movement of your body as you breathe. Observe your chest, shoulders, ribcage and belly. Simply focus your attention on your breath without controlling its pace or intensity. When your mind wanders, which it will, simply bring your attention back to the anchor. You can also try counting your breaths. Count 1 as you take in the first breath, then 2 as you breathe out. Repeat this to the count of 10, then start again at 1. When you notice your mind wandering, simply return to your anchor. Count 1 again and start over. It's perfectly okay to not stay focused. We all do it. Many people worry whether or not they're doing the meditation right. You can't really do it wrong. Meditation is only a technique for relaxing your mind and body. Don't get upset with yourself if your mind is racing constantly. During meditation, you will start thinking about what you should be doing, all your troubles and worries will pop up. You might even realize that you're hungry. The point of meditation is not to stop all thoughts, although that can happen. The goal is to notice them, acknowledge them, and gently push them away. Basically, the whole game is just to notice when your mind is wandering and to come back to your breath over and over and over. And when you do that, it is a bicep curl for your brain. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and make sure to share it with your friends or someone who can benefit from it. Are you easily distracted? Do you find it difficult to focus on the task at hand because your mind keeps wandering? Do you worry too much or have too many things to do that you can't sit down and concentrate on one thing? We all struggle to maintain focus in our daily lives. Endless distractions keep our brains from concentrating as we struggle to get things done at work and complete projects around the house. But remember, with pure focus, we can be unstoppable. You can get more done in a day than most get done in a week if you just learn how to stay on a task for long periods of time. Simply put, learning how to focus every day is a must. Why? When you lose yourself in that task, you become so immersed into the work that your happiness increases, stress goes down, and work improves. You become a better student or employee, as well as a more organized person overall. There is no one way to find focus, but what works for most people is to create a distraction-free space. So tip number 1, remove distractions. Here, before you can add, you will need to subtract. There's never been another time in history when there was so much to be distracted by. Our technology reinforces the feeling that you're missing out on something if you don't check your Facebook feed every 15 minutes or reply to that email the first second you get it. Just because someone decides to email or call you doesn't mean it's more important than the project you should be working on. All other things can wait, but if you know they are waiting there, you'll be tempted to check on them, and you should avoid temptation at all costs because your mind won't be able to focus on the task otherwise. So close and remove everything that is not needed for the task at hand. That means everything on your computer that isn't absolutely necessary. If you don't need the internet to do something, close it. Close email, all notifications and reminders, all programs not needed for your task. If you need your browser open, close all tabs or bookmark them. You can always open those sites when you're done. Your phone can also wait until you finish your work. So pinpoint what breaks your concentration and remove it. Is it loud coworkers? Your smartphone? Make sure to subtract whatever is distracting you from immersing yourself on the task at hand. Tip number 2. Meditate and read. If you are completely relaxed and stress-free, then your mind will also work more efficiently. Meditating is not only a great way to wind down, but if you meditate for just 10 to 20 minutes every day, you will slowly improve your overall concentration. A study has shown that intensive meditation can help people focus their attention and sustain it even during the most boring of tasks. You can easily transfer these meditation skills to focusing on the work ahead of you. As I said in my previous video, why you should read more, reading is a great way to build up your focus. To read a book, you need to actually sit down and read word for word, if you want to understand what you're reading, that is. Being able to concentrate on the material in front of you, whether you're reading a romance novel or a biography, will help you learn how to focus on your work. If your mind wanders when you read larger amounts of text, that's a good indicator that you need to bring up your focus. Tip number 3. Slowly build up your focus stamina. Each person may start off with a certain amount of focus, but rest assured that this is something that can be improved over time. To build your focus stamina, just give yourself a certain amount of time, say 5 minutes, to do nothing but work on a certain task. When that time passes, see how long you can keep going before actually stopping, whether it's just another 5 minutes or another half hour. Keep going until you feel you need to stop, and try to focus for longer next time. If you can't focus for even 5 minutes, start even smaller. You only need to focus for 1 minute at first. Clear everything away, pick your one important task and just do it for 1 minute without switching. This is hard to do in the beginning, but if you consciously focus on focusing, it shouldn't be a problem. It's just a minute after all. But next time, make it 2 minutes. You can do multiple focus sessions a day, but remember to keep taking these baby steps. When you get to 10 minutes, take a 2-minute break. When you get to 20 minutes, take a 3-minute break. At 30 minutes of focus, you've earned a 5-minute break. And once you can focus for 30 minutes without stopping, you can stay there. No need to burn yourself out. Thanks for watching. Make sure to apply these tips and your focus will be better than yesterday. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. The Feynman technique is a mental model named after Richard Feynman. He was a Nobel Prize-winning physicist who was also called the Great Explainer for his ability to explain complex ideas to others in a simple way. The Feynman technique is designed to help you learn pretty much anything, to understand concepts you don't really get, remember stuff you have already learned, or study more efficiently. The basis of his technique is to explain a concept in plain, simple language. You can read something and hope that it will stick into your brain for future application. Or you can read it and write down what you just learned as if you were teaching it to someone else and actually retain it. In other words, implement a more active way of learning, which takes slightly more work but is very efficient for remembering information. With this method, you discover all the areas that need improvement and can go back to focus on those weak points. Once you can explain an idea in simple language, you have deeply understood it and will remember it for a long time. Let's walk through the technique together. Step 1. Write the name of the concept at the top of a blank piece of paper. Step 2. Write down an explanation of the concept on the page in plain English. Pretend you're teaching it to someone else, for example a student. Ideally, write and speak at the same time, just as a teacher does at the blackboard. This should highlight what you understand, but more importantly, pinpoint what you don't quite know. Step 3. Review what you have pinpointed you can explain and repeat step 2. Go back to the source material, reread it, and relearn it. Repeat that process until you have explained the whole topic from start to end. Step 4. If you are using overly wordy or confusing language, try again so we can filter the content. Simplify your language and where possible use simple analogy. If your explanation ends up being confusing, you probably don't understand it well enough and should start again. You should make it so simple, a 5-year-old could understand it. That's it. A simple and powerful technique to ensure you can rapidly learn and retain new concepts and information. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.